Hello, hello. All right, let's see. Is that any better? I saw someone come on. Hello, hello. All right, and looks like I'm live on Rumble. I'm live on Facebook, it looks like, and YouTube. Sounds better? All right. Okay, come on. Are you on? Looks like I got somebody on YouTube. And
Yes, I
on what? Okay. So you're one of the two. All right, Bagger, come on. Mm. What's going on? Who's on live right now? Better? All right, brother. You ready? Vincent, can I do a what do you call those video things where like a video chat with this? Huh? So I can have like if he wants to talk, like I can hear him as opposed to him having to chat. Oh, okay. It's a new platform we're using, Bagger. So excuse me while we're trying to figure this out. I was hoping that there was a way that I can have you like on here with me, and we can talk to each other as opposed to.
Unless he joins the Discord and you guys chat via Discord.
Uh, all right, all right, my man. You ready? So obviously, always start with safety, right? Make sure there's nothing in there. Visually see your chamber. Pull your magazine out, right? There we go. All right, so now we're just going to do a basic field strip, okay? So yours is similar to mine, so you probably have the not the bull nose, but the same one as this. I forget what the hell it's called. But you push down on this right here like that, and then you give it a twist, right? And then slowly let up because you don't want that spring to bounce out everywhere, right? And you put that there. Pull that out so I can use it for I don't lose nothing. right? Now at this point, there's no tension on the slide, right? So you can go ahead and just manipulate it, and then get it lined up so that you can pull that pin out. There we go. See that? All right, so I just pushed here, the bushing, yeah, and I pulls out the other side, right? Just like that. Now, once that's out, you can slide the whole thing off. All right, and this is going to expose your spring. You got your spring coupler that came off first. This is obviously your takedown lever. This is your bushel. Not the bushel. A plunger. And then you can slide that down. Remove your bushel by rotating it the opposite way. And then that just slides up. Right? So when you get your new compensator, which I ordered too, by the way, I'm pretty excited about it coming. It's going to replace this. All right. So you'll take this off and you put that compensator in. That compensator is what's going to hold your spring and everything in place. And it actually comes with a new cap, spring cap. I guess it's a little shorter. I didn't want to cut this because in case I ever want to go back to factory, you know, that's why I just bought the one that came with it. All right, if I'm going too fast for you, just tell me to slow down. All right, bud? So then you just go ahead and you push your barrel out the front. Just like that. Look how filthy that is. Look at that. Nothing that Mag5 Firearms gun cleaner won't handle. I'll tell you that right now. All right. So we're just going to go ahead and finish with this first. And then we're going to move on to the slide. Or to the frame. Okay. So right here is your firing pin. Right there. Okay. To remove your firing pin, you press down on the firing pin. On the firing pin. All right. And then you push this. There's a cap on top of it. You push forward. All right. So you kind of got to do it at the same time. There we go. And make sure you put your thumb over that so that when you pull out this plate, that spring doesn't shoot everywhere, right? And we'll be chasing that spring across the... There it is. All right. So there's your cap. Just like that. And then here's your firing pin. And that just came out from there. Just like that. Out. All right. And then you separate that just by giving it a good twist and a pull. All right. I want to make sure you guys can see me okay. How does it look, Vincent? Should I be higher or does that look good? The demo, like showing things to them. It's all in frame. Okay, good. All right, so that's your firing pin and your spring, okay? You all right so far? Are you doing it with me? Is that what you're doing, Bagger? Seven people on, huh? That's pretty cool. Everybody, throw your name in there so I can see who's on with me. Have any questions? Throw them out there so that I can answer them for you, all right? I really appreciate it. Thank you for being a part of this. All right, next thing is right here. All right, this is should just slide right up. But of course, it doesn't. Always good to have a little screwdriver around. Let me do this. No, I can't do it at home. Why? What do you mean? What can't you do? I can't clean my handguns at home because of my special. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. I understand that. Why am I having a tough time with you? You should just pop right out. I take him to my place of business and do it. Gotcha. Yeah, this is your extractor. All right, so me pulling that out. There it is. The heck, I don't have to. So right in here is your extractor, right? So what you do is you got to push that in and then pop this up for it to come out. Okay? So you kind of got to do it at the same time. Because right now, there it is. Okay? Come on. You'll still be stuck. Yes, you are. There we go. Finally. All right. Pull that out. Wow, that's dirty. Look at that. So that's your extractor. Now always take note with the way it came out because it has to go back in the same way you took it out. Oh, I see. Is it the one that you have to put your fingerprint? Or like a numerical code? Here, look how dirty this is. Ready? Watch this. Not crazy? Again, nothing that Mag5 Firearms Advanced Gun Cleaner won't take care of right there. All right. So now this is completely stripped. Oh, that's cool. All right, so this is completely stripped except for the sights. All right. I don't think you need me to take those off, do you? Because I really don't want to because I have these set in pretty perfect. But you got to get yourself one of these sight removers. All right, and then you would put it in like that. Oh, got to raise it first. Right? Put it in like that. You lock it into place. Right? And then you bring it down. And then you just rotate it side to side to get it out, right? Okay, good. That was about the extent of me showing you. All right, so you good so far? So that is completely stripped. Those are all the pieces to it. You need me to go through it, or you got it pretty down packed? All right. So now we're going to start working on the frame. Okay. I'm going to put all the frame stuff over here to the right, just so that we're not. What's up, Alaska? How are you? Thank you for joining us. All right. So again, 1911. This is the Springfield Armory Garrison. All right. So most of the Springfields are exactly the same. All right. So your Ronin bagger should be exactly the same. All right. Now, when I do a complete strip down, I start off with, I take the grips off. I'm looking for the start tip. There it is. All right. So easy breezy. There we go. There's one. So I'm assuming you're from Alaska. Is that why you your name is Alaska, Andy? All right, and then your hand guards just pop off. All right, mine are wood. They come in all different. My torque wrench is a 15 T15, my friend. Very good. All right. And then I'm going to do the other side. I'm actually pretty excited, Bagger, because I got the grips too with my compensator. I got mine in black. So I think it's going to look pretty sweet. I'm actually very, very excited about it. There we go. Number 2, just like that. All right, pretty simple. Well, you can buy them separately. You can still get the other ones. You can just buy it on its own. It just looked like it was a package deal, right? They took a little off. So, but I got mine all in black, which dude, it's gonna look fucking sweet. So it's actually good that I'm doing this because I'm gonna give her a nice bath while I have it apart, and then that way when the new pieces come in, I'm just gonna drop it right in. All right. All right, so that's pretty standard right here, right? So now what we got left is we got magazine release. These are just the bushings for the grips, right? You have the hammer. It's right here. The safety, the thumb safety, the grip safety, and then this is the whole spring housing right here. All right. So I'm not exactly 100% sure if there's any particular order, but this is the order I do it. All right. So I start with the magazine release. Okay. I pop that out. And then I remove the housing like that. And that's just the spring right here. And then I remove the thumb safety. Okay. Now you got to be careful with the thumb safety. At least in mine, I have a little fucking, I'm telling you, this thing is tiny. Like a bead, like a ball bearing, little round, right? And that's what clicks into place. So when you pull this off, just be careful that you may have one as well. I'm pretty sure you will. All right. So to take the magazine safety out, you see that little screw right there? You're not taking the screw out. You're literally just twisting it, and you should hear it unclick, like unseat itself. So I'm going to stay quiet. Oh, no shit. I broke my screwdriver. Huh. Well, if it broke that easy, that thing's a piece of shit. Let's see here. All right, let's do this again. Hopefully this one won't break. Hmm. Oh, you gotta be kidding. I just broke the screw. Yes, I did. I mean, that's easy enough to replace. I just got to get it out. So this is going to take me just a little bit longer because of that. Well, this actually is going to hold in the trigger in a lot of these parts. So without taking this out, I'm not going to be able to really continue. Be able to get it all the way out, you know? Really, you just got to unseat it. It's like a little... All right, let's see how far we can get without it. We'll come back to that because now I'm a little frustrated. All right, so now I'm going to get my block, get my pin, tap this bitch out. All right, it's spring loaded, right? So you see that? I pushed the pin out and it popped out, right? So you got to get a good grip on it so it doesn't go shooting out, all right, bud? So here's my pin, like that. And then here's your spring house. And that just slides out like this. Okay? Man, this is filthy. Look at that. I'm just trying to be careful of that little ball. And like this is a magnet right here. So if it comes out, I want to make sure it... All right. There we go. Okay. So now what just came out was the spring, the safety spring, which is goes right in here. So that just pulls out. Right? And then the thumb safety which goes in like from here like that, came out as well. Right? Now at this point, here comes your grip safety. Put that down here. Okay. Now also keep in mind the direction of everything, okay? All right, here is your spring, your sear spring. Oh, my dogs are just like acting up right now. Go. There's your spring. All right, we got another pin right here. And that's going to take your hammer down. Okay, I'm going to go with a little bigger size for that one. Yep. Now you just gotta be careful because there is your actual sear is right here. Okay, so this is your sear right here, and this here is your I'm sorry, this is your plate, and that is the sear spring, just like that. Okay. So we got to take those out. Eyeball to eyeball is all I'm trying to say, is that you just keep an eye on it so you know how it goes back in, all right? This one's not moving. Try it from this side. There it is. All right, so it goes out one way. All right, because this pin has one of those flatheads on it with a lip that goes in this way, but it won't go all the way through. Cool. Now, here comes the hammer. Okay, there's your hammer. Just like that. Am I able to zoom anymore? See, buddy. Say when. How's that? Good. All right. Okay, so that you have a better look at it, right? Here's your hammer. That was just like that. Right? That came down. And then there's your pin that went across this way. Like that. Okay? Pull that out. And remember, it's one way. And then this slides out with it. Now this has its own pin right there. Right? And you can separate these two, but I don't see a need for that. So I'm just not going to do it. All right? Put this over here. Like that. All right. And now we have another pin, which is right here. And you're just going to give that a push. And that comes out as well. Now that one, just like that, is the same thing as the other, where it has that little flat tip there, okay? They look exactly the same. One's bigger than the other. All right? Now, I'm just going to use a pair of needle nose just so that it comes out as one piece. All right, I tried. Okay. This was like this. Can you see that? You want me to zoom down more? I'll move it back up in a second. I just want you to take notice to how this came out, okay? You have the flat side here, okay? This side here has a pitch to it of this silver piece. This one here, that side. So you want this flat side to go in when we put it back together, okay? And then your sear, it's this half moon shape, right? Goes in with the tip pointing towards you. Make sense? See that? All right. We're going to put that there. Now, the only thing that's stopping me right now is this magazine that I just fucking broke. The magazine release. I'm going to move the camera back for you. All right. So I am going to let's give it another whirl. See what I can get out here. If I can get it out, great. If not, I mean, this is the last piece to the trigger. All right. Let's see. Let's try and use a bigger size. Man, this little fucker was in there good. And really, all you're doing is like a half turn. Because that's what seats it, right? It really shouldn't be this hard, Bagger. So, like, literally, this is like a half turn, like that. You hear a little pop, and then you just push it, and it comes right to you. Right? It comes out this way, and then to put it back in, it goes that way. And then with this out, the trigger comes right out. I really don't want to drill it. Looks like I might have to. It's really kind of fucking annoying. There it is. I know, right? I just relocked it. There it is. All right, so there we go. And that comes out, huh? Look at that little motherfucker right there, huh? So there's a spring right here. And there's a little, let me zoom down so you can see this. Is that too blurry or can you see that? All right, so your screw is right here. It would have been right there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, she is. But again, nothing that Mag5 Firearms Advanced Gun Cleaner won't handle. All right. So you do that, pop it, it releases this spring, and right here, there's like a little notch that holds it in place. That's all that is. So, there we go. All right. Now, again, just eyeball to eyeball, right? Look at the way things come out because they have to go back in the same way, right? Trigger, you're just pushing it, and it just pulls out the back. So, take notice to, there's this slant here. You see how this is slanted? Okay. It has to slant with the frame. That's the way I recognize it. And that comes right out. That's it, man. We completely took it apart, just like that. What do you think? You should take plenty of notes. Easy peasy is right. Easy peasy is right. Definitely a yeah, it really, if it wasn't for that screw that broke on me, I mean, like, really, how long did it really take us? And I kind of did it slow, right? And I was talking you through it. Yeah. And then when you put it back together, you just do it in reverse. Trigger. Magazine catch, right? Boom, boom. And you work your way through it. Right? While you have this open, you can probably give this a good polish. Right? Get that really good, like get some really fine emery cloth, right? And you just give it a really good polish. And that'll help your trigger pull. Right? The other thing that you can polish is your sear. This one here. Okay? You want to polish this. Right? Because this is what engages and disengages with the trigger, because it goes right up against the trigger like that. All right? And you push the trigger in, and it does this. Touches it like that. Okay, I'm going to try and there we go. Replicate it for you a little bit here. All right. So then you pull the trigger in. And this part here will rock. And then the hammer goes up here like that. Safeties like this. Spring housings like that. There's your spring. Right? So you can kind of see what happens when you pull the trigger. All right? This gets moved. And then this part here will release. This puts tension on this, which then releases the hammer to go up. Make sense? I mean, I guess that's in layman's terms. As simple as I can make it, right? Any other questions? The video is up on Rumble, it's on YouTube, and it's also on Facebook. So feel free to obviously rewatch it, give me a call, whatever it is. But, you know, you said that your buddy gave it a good bath before you got it. And if that's the case, I don't think you need to do this. But if you don't think he took it all apart like that, then I would. I would take it all apart just like this and give everything a bath. You know? And then you can get yourself a nice little rotary tool, like a little Dremel. Right? And you can just polish this up real nice. The more polished this is, the more of a crisp, clean, I don't know. The more you polish it, the more of a crisp, clean, pull you're going to have. You know? Excuse me. Yeah. It's really that easy. So I'm not going to give it a bath on camera. But what I'll do is I will give it a bath. And then I'll film me putting it back together. Right? So then that way there's the disassemble and then a reassemble kind of video going on. Right? What do you think? So, any other questions? I don't know. There's 8 people on here. Nobody's disclosing who they are, so I don't know. I can't see. I don't see names or anything. So, yeah, Bagger, no problem. Anytime. Anytime. I really don't. I really do enjoy doing these a lot. So, you know, if there's another one you want me to do, or if there's something else you want me to do, another type of pew pew or something, I'd be happy to do it. All right. Uh, well, it wasn't easy, obviously, because I broke my magazine release. But again, that's just a little part. It'll probably cost me $15 to replace it. So hopefully I can get it in quick so that after I'm done cleaning it, I can just do a reassemble with this. You know what I mean? So we'll see. What other questions you guys got? Andy, I appreciate you being here, man. Andy, I appreciate you being here, man. There we go. I don't want the How much oil do I recommend? Well, thanks, Alaska. I do appreciate it. And just so you know, I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, you don't want too much oil, brother. I mean, I think if it's glistening, I think you're overdoing it. You know? Alaska, we also sell merch on my website. So right there on my website up there, we got the Mag5 Firearm hat. We got the Mag5 Firearm t-shirts. And then we got the oil and cleaner buddy. Right there. Click those links and check it out. So listen, as far as, this is what I do, okay? I am not a big, like, I don't want it to be greasy. All right? Especially, like, when you're using this, a little bit goes a long way. And this stuff will protect. All right? So, you know, I put it on and I give it a real good buff. Thanks, Alaska. I do appreciate that. You know, again, you know, I'll ship to Alaska if that's really where you're at. So yeah, I put it on and I give it a really good buff, right? And I let it sit. You know, a lot of these internal parts won't need a lot, right? Like, you're literally, like, none of these require any, right? Not even any of these. You know, what I was taught is, you know, if I wanted to, I could, but, you know, you take a little patch, a little bit of oil, and you just kind of do one of these, right? You don't want to overdo it, right? Especially with this stuff, right? Because remember how I told you this attracts, right? So it's going to attract all sorts of, the carbon, mineral deposits, any kind of exhaust from the bullet, right? And it's going to come to it. You don't want that to attract to like your internal parts and stuff, right? So this is good for the frame, for your barrel, for all that, right? But your internal parts don't need it. Like you really don't need it in there at all. And you just lube it up so that it runs smooth. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how much to put on, but for me, I don't put on a lot. And if it's on the outside, I buff it in real good. So I hope that answers your question, buddy. You live in the North Pole. Yeah. And a little bit of this goes a long way, brother. Right? This will go a long way. So don't again, this yeah. Don't over I don't think you need to overdo it. Well, I'm sure if you have a PO box, Alaska, I can get it to you. Or a mailing address. All right. So obviously when I put it back together, you'll see how much oil I use. And you can go by that, or again, it's up to you how you want to do it. Any other questions? I don't know who else is on here, so I'm not exactly sure. I got 9 people on. I got 4 people on YouTube, huh? All I see is Alaska. Gunpowder, what's going on, Gunpowder? How do I make the black look more black? Um, well, mine's not black. Mine's what they call a blued. It's a blued steel, right? So, I don't know. I wouldn't do anything to the steel to make it look blacker. I mean, again, they sell like these touch-up pens and stuff, but these are really just supposed to be for like nicks, right? So, and this one like it's a flat black and a glossy black, so you can use this to do a little bit of touch-up, but yeah, that's it, man. I mean, keep it clean, oil it, which because again that'll protect it, and for me, I'll use a bluer. It's what they call a bluer. It's a little bottle like this, and I just hit it with with the bluer with a little cotton ball, and it gets it all. Oh, okay, all right. Why don't you send me some pictures on Facebook? All right, and then when I see that, I bet you these markers would work then for something like that. You just got to figure out which one it is, flat or glossy. Gunpowder, where you from, brother? Yes, sir, it is. Yep. It's flat. It's more of a flat. Yeah. You can get those on Amazon, man. They're on Amazon. You can get them on Tennessee. Tennessee in the house, brother. I'm in Pennsylvania. I think Bagger's from Florida. I think Florida. Am I right? But anyway, you can get those pens. They're on no. No, I'm doing a multi-platform bagger. So I got Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook. Oh, that's right. Baggers in Chicago, Gunpowder. So I'm doing Rumble, Facebook, and YouTube. So all the chats show up in one screen for me, and it's just labeled with Rumble or YouTube or Facebook, so I know which ones are which. So I have somebody else that I'm talking to as well as you. So we had Alaska Andy, he was on YouTube. We have Gunpowder, he's on YouTube, and then you're on Rumble. Yeah, it's a multi-platform. It's a good way to, go across. What else we got going on? Any other questions or anything? Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. It allows me to hit multiple platforms with one, live. So I could actually do it with TikTok, but if I had this in TikTok, they'd ban me. All right. Sometimes I'll. Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, TikTok honestly is more for my money making, man. That's where I go for selling my merch, right off of there and off of my website. I even sell other people's stuff. I'm an affiliate as well as a seller, so I sell other things as well. But yeah, yeah. Too bad. I would love to do it all in one place, but it's just not feasible. You know, those guys would ban me in a New York minute because in their eyes, like I'm showing you how to upgrade it and make it, you know, something else. In my eyes, yes, I'm doing that, but I'm showing you how to do it safely and how to do it the proper way. No, it's not my full time. So Gunpowder says, I sold a Colt competition last year. I really regret saying it. I've had some nice 1911s through the years, but the Colt trigger was so nice, probably going to have to buy another one. Yeah. Colt is one of those that I would never get rid of, even if I don't use it. I would definitely just put it on a shelf and keep her clean. Because they're going to be worth money, you know? So, and then Bagger, no, this is not my full time. I only do this part time, actually. My full time job, I'm a food service director for a hospital system. But I really love doing this, man. This is like, I love this to be my end game, you know? So, a competition Colt, man. I'm sure that was some big bucks, Nitro. All right. I mean, if you guys are good, I think I'm going to go ahead and end it. The Kimber, the Lee, and the Sig Nightmare were also really nice firearms, but that Colt just hit different. Nitro, let me tell you, brother, I am itching to buy the Kimber 20 2K11. That thing racks like butter. I haven't read a bad review about it. It is, I don't know, something about it, man. I'm itching to pick one up. Some reviews say that they're better than staccatos. How about that, huh? Yeah, man. You looking for another 1911, or are you gonna look for a bagger saying he's trying to decide on his next handgun? Are you looking for another 1911? Or are you looking for, what are you looking for? I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you for subscribing. Gunpowder. You can also my website right there in the top right, mag5firearms.net. You know, check out our merch, which I got hanging behind me. Plus, we have our own advanced cleaner and oil. Fantastic products. They're really awesome. I got other videos on YouTube where I use these. So you should definitely click those links. Check it out. Another CC. I'll tell you, I love my Glock 45 for my concealed carry. Are you a bigger man like me, Bagger? Yeah, the cleaner's definitely very good. Bagger's vouching for the cleaner, Nitro. You know, it would be kind of cool if you guys can see the chat as well. I'm wondering if I can make that happen for the next one. Yeah, concealed carry, yeah. Yeah, Glock 45, man. Check it out. Glock 45, it's actually a pretty amazing pistol. I use it for my EDC. So, well, what I should say is one of my EDCs, everyday carries. Glock 20. So Nitro does a Glock 20, but he carries a 43X MOS. My wife carries a 43X. See, I got these big, beefy sausage hands, right? So I need something a little bit bigger to grab onto. And that Glock 45 just has that nice. The Glock 45 is a mix of the Glock 17 and the Glock 19, right? You're a 10 millimeter fanboy. I'd rather shoot a 40 than a 10 millimeter. But the Glock 45 is a mix. It's the Glock set. It's the frame of the Glock 17, but the slide of the 19. So it really makes a great carry for guys who have like big hands and, you know, big sausage fingers like I do. Really great grip, you know. I can get my full hand on there. That's definitely one of my favorites. I carried the 19 for a while. I carried the 1911. I still carry the 1911. I can't carry my 19 anymore because I upgraded it to like a fucking super shooter, and you know, my trigger's so light on it that I don't want to take that risk. Nice. That's a pretty good collection you got there, Bagger. You got the 43X MOS. You have the Hellcat Pro. the Ronin, and the Taurus. Have you tried the Sig P365? You should, yeah, the P365 X Comp. Oh, no, I'm sorry, X Macro Comp. Yeah, I'm not like huge into rifles, Nitro, but I'm into rifles. I have a really nice AR right now. I got a 1022, a shotgun. Yeah, Bagger, get yourself to a range that rents guns and see if they have a Sig P365 X Macro. All right. I think it's a really great carry piece. It's too small for my hands, but I got one for my son and he loves it. It's like the perfect size for him, he says. Oh, dude, the M&P 2.0, they're fantastic. I have the old school 1.0. Yeah, no, dude, you can't go wrong with the M&P. I have the very first, the 1.0 M&P 40 is what I have, and I carried that for a while. That's a 5-inch barrel. No, that's a 4 1/4 inch barrel. That's a fantastic handgun, man. Smith and Wesson. That's time tested. That is phenomenal. I was shooting that today at the range with my son. But that's another gun that I took apart and I just rebuilt it. Put an awesome trigger in it. I put it's really decked out. If you go to my website, the .net up there, Mag5 Firearms, the very first page is just all my pew pews. Excuse me. You can definitely just check them out. I was actually very specific, not for sale. I'm going to go with another 9. I think the only 45 I'm going to have is the Ronin. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, 45s are just expensive, man. And if you plan on carrying it, then all you really need to do is just get like a box of defense and, just carry that. I'm pretty much strictly 9, and I have 140 as far as handguns go. So my Smith and Wesson's a 40, but I actually converted it to a 9 because a couple of years back, the prices of 40s were ridiculous. They were like close to 45 cents a oh, that sucks, dude. How long have you had that plate and screws in there for? So anyway, yeah, they were like almost 40 cents a round. So I converted it to a 9, and I've been shooting 9s out of it. When the prices come down, I'll put it back into a 40. Why not? Well, I'll tell you something, brother. Uh, yes, all ammo is high for the most part, but I'm finding them for like 18 cents a round. You know, I just picked some up from Bagger, and I know a mutual friend. His name is Acri, and he owns Acri Ammunitions. You should Google that and check him out. He has some really good manufactured stuff. He has new and remanufactured, and he has a pretty good price point. Good for you, man. Get yourself a the Kimber 2K11, and then tell me what it's all about. So tell me how great it is, because I'm itching to buy one. I really am. Every time I see one, man, it's just, yeah. One day I'm just gonna pull the trigger, and my wife will divorce me. It's a double stack 1911, is what the Kimber 2K11 is. So it's like a, you were looking at the rose what? They're rose. I mean, rose color. They have a couple of them that are rose color. I just don't know what brand you're talking about. I think it was a Kimber, said rose on it, and was engraved with a bunch of scroll. Let's look that up. I mean, Kimber has a couple of them apparently. They have a rose gold Ultra 2. They have the Micro 9 rose gold. Yeah, I mean, I've never owned a Kimber before. It was the size of a 43X, yeah. This is the Springfield Armory Garrison Nitro. Yeah, I wish you could too, brother. But you know, the more I play with it, there might be a way. I just may not know it. But yeah. But I'll figure it out for next time, right? Yeah, buddy.
You want to try them?
Yeah, I do. My son got these really awesome Oreos. I don't know if they're any good. We'll find out in a minute. But they are stuffed. They are apple a la mode. So I'm assuming they're gonna or apple pie, right?
It was apple on the mode, you're right.
Apple a la mode. Yeah. So we'll see.
They're subtle.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, right.
So Bagger was probably the Kimber Micro 9. Gunpowder says, I still think the Kimber Raptor series is one of the nicest Kimbers ever made. I don't disagree with you. I definitely like it. But all I can say is take a look at that 2K11. And then Bagger, did you see the new Apple seat stickers? Yes, I did. And they were great. Ackery's pretty awesome, man. Everything's still looking good over there, Vincent? Oh, I got one person on Facebook. Who joined me on Facebook? Yeah, no problem, Bagger. I was actually gonna bounce off anyway. I guess I don't know how long I've been on here. Like an hour and a half.
Hour 17.
Hour 17. There we go. So yeah, I was supposed to do a live on TikTok after this, but I don't think I'm gonna. I got this mess here. So we'll be back at it tomorrow, right? I'll come back and do a live tomorrow. Is Acri on now? Do you know? All right, guys. Have a great night. Thank you for being here. God bless.